Once upon a time, in a distant village, there lived a charming girl named Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood always wore her name from the bright red hood she wore, which was her favorite possession. Every day, she would wander around the village wearing this red hood, smiling and greeting everyone she met. One day, Red Riding Hood's mother asked her to prepare a basket full of food to take to her sick grandmother. Take these foods to her, visit your grandmother on your way, and be careful not to trust anyone while going through the forest, her mother said with concern. Red Riding Hood took the basket her mother gave her and set off on her journey. Along the way, she walked accompanied by the songs of birds. However, as she headed towards the forest, she encountered a wolf blocking her path. The wolf approached her cunningly and asked, "Hello, pretty girl. Where are you going like this?" Remembering her mother's warning, Red Riding Hood replied, without resorting to cunningness, "I'm going to visit my sick grandmother, taking her these foods." The wolf, speaking sweetly, said, "You're such a good granddaughter. So, where does your grandmother live? Maybe I can take you there." However, Red Riding Hood, understanding the wolf's true intentions, politely declined his offer. "Thank you, but I can go alone. My grandmother's house is already close to the forest. I'll find it," she said, bidding farewell to the wolf and continued on her way. As she reached the forest, the birds fell silent, and the sky began to darken ominously. Remembering her mother's warning, Red Riding Hood continued on her way to her grandmother's house. However, after a while, she encountered another danger. A big bad wolf. The big bad wolf had blocked her path to deceive her. But Red Riding Hood was famous for her cunningness, and she immediately began to make a plan. "Hello, Mr. Wolf. It's nice to see you here. I'm going to my sick grandmother, and I don't want to delay," she said. The big bad wolf admired her cunningness and courage. "You're indeed a brave girl," he said. "So, where can I find your grandmother's house? Maybe I can help you." Red Riding Hood managed to deceive the big bad wolf by saying that her grandmother's house wasn't far away. "Yes, my grandmother's house isn't far from here, just a little further ahead. I can go by myself, thank you," she said, quickly continuing on her way. Finally, Red Riding Hood arrived at her grandmother's house. Her grandmother welcomed her with joy, and they opened the basket together. Inside were delicious foods, and they enjoyed a lovely dinner together. Red Riding Hood learned that she would never forget her mother's and grandmother's teachings, and that with cleverness and courage, she could overcome any difficulty she faced. And so, the adventures of Red Riding Hood continued to live on as a story under her red hood.